Hello and a very good evening to you from the Look North newsroom. Tonight there's a major rescue operation underway in Sheffield following the terrible weather that's brought chaos to Yorkshire.
Yes, RAF helicopters have been airlifting people stranded by the rising water from buildings. Meanwhile, the search is continuing for a teenage boy who's been swept away in a river that's burst its banks in a park in Sheffield. It's believed a body has been found in the last hour. Well, one man who's certainly in the thick of it has been telling us of horrendous scenes all evening is a local man, Paul Fisher. Paul, 40 or 50 of you are stranded now in your offices. It's just been devastated, hasn't it?
It's not good. It's not good. It's getting dark now, and the helicopters seem to have disappeared, but the waters certainly haven't. We have a very fast-flowing river, for want of a better word, which used to be the main road to Meadowhall, so we certainly can't get out of the front of the industrial estate, and the back is gridlocked, so we're here for the night.
Yes, certainly. I mean, the pictures that you and your colleagues managed to send us from your mobile phones suggest that what have been ordinary streets have become fast-flowing rivers.
That's correct. I'm stood looking at Savile Street now, which is perhaps 4 or 5 feet deep, and the water is running faster than you or I could run.
How do you think you'll actually get out?
I think we have to wait until either the traffic subsides or the waters go down. Certainly I live in the southwest of the city, on high ground, so the house is safe, but I don't think I'll be going home there tonight.
And what's the mood there? Obviously, it's been very worrying watching all the helicopters come down and come up. We know that we have pictures of you, of people being airlifted to safety. You must have been very worried.
Yeah, it was quite worrying. The water started to come up very quickly at one point in time, but they do seem to have steadied now. So they'd have to rise 2 or 3 feet before they actually flooded with the offices where we are.
OK, Paul, well, you take care, and I think you're probably safer where you are, judging by what's happening outside.
Yes, well, now let's
right.
get the very latest from Sheffield. There's been a major search continuing, of course, for a teenage boy who's been swept away in a river that's burst its banks in a park there. And police have been monitoring a situation which has seen helicopters from the RAF actually rescuing people from the tops of buildings. Well, let's cross now to our reporter, Marco Van Bell, who's in one of the worst hit areas. Marco, what's it like where you are?
Well, Ian, as you join us, you can probably hear the rotor blades from one of the RAF helicopters that's just started hovering overhead, and a position where we were quite dry just a few minutes ago. Well, I'm now up to my ankles in water, the content of which I don't particularly want to think about. The conditions here are very, very bad indeed. I'm standing right on the edge of the side area of the city where we've seen and heard many rescues, winch rescues, afternoon, and just behind me, although you can't see it very clearly now, there is still what was described earlier by witnesses as a torrent of water that's running from here down into the Brightside area, occupying every street off the main street through Brightside, trapping, of course, all of those people inside their industrial units. And it's a picture like this that we're seeing all across different enclaves of the city, where people tonight are still trapped in their workplace and in their cars, and it looks like they may have to stay there until the morning.
It's having a bit of an effect on our satellite this evening and interrupting our pictures. Sorry for that.
Yes, because events are really changing almost as we speak. As I mentioned a little earlier, it's sadly believed that a body has been found following that search in a park for a 13-year-old. Tom Ingle has been following events. What's the very latest, Tom?
Krista, difficult to know exactly what's happening at the moment. We do have the latest details from South Yorkshire Police that a body has been pulled from the River Sheaf about a quarter of a mile downstream from Millhouses Park, where the teenager was last seen. The police haven't linked it yet. It's still a little bit early to definitely say this is the 13-year-old boy who was swept away, but as I say, the latest is police have recovered a body about a quarter of a mile downstream from Millhouses Park. So it does seem that these floods in Sheffield, as well as being unprecedentedly devastating for the city, have actually caused a tragic death as well. We're also looking at about 900 people, apparently, according to the latest council figures, actually in evacuation centres around the city. Some people, of course, not being able to get home tonight, no buses running, absolute chaos on the roads. Some people still severely affected by flood water that have had to abandon their cars and have made their way to the council evacuation centres. Some of the people who've been airlifted from the Brightside area, we understand, have been taken to the arena in Sheffield. Supposed to be a concert there tonight, that's cancelled. The arena is now acting as an evacuation centre, believe it or not.
Tom, thank you very much indeed. In fact, we can show you some pictures of the Sheffield Arena, which has been turned into an emergency centre tonight. And these pictures, which, no, we can't show you at the moment, but I can tell you that people have been moved out of the danger area in the area and into temporary accommodation, which has been set up by Rescue Service. And that just shows you again the severity of the conditions that people have been facing in Sheffield today. Here's Sheffield Arena now, as you can see on the screen, and people have been moved away by police. Now, though, let's get the weather forecast, and Paul Hudson can bring us up to date.
Yes, well, I'm sorry, as you can see, we are having problems with all the information which is coming into us. Now, the South Yorkshire Emergency Services say that the arena will in fact stay open all night. As Tom has actually said, it's absolutely devastated the whole area. It's believed that there's at least 900 people trapped in either offices. The most badly affected area is in fact Brightside, but we are also having reports of problems, serious problems, in the whole of Sheffield, including Hillsborough and other areas indeed. And in fact, the police have told us that all the major routes in and out of that city, and in fact much of South Yorkshire, are dramatically affected. In fact, they're saying if you don't have to travel tomorrow, plan to stay at home. The message is indeed, it's chaos.
BBC Local Radio, Radio Sheffield, will have the very latest for you. From us, good night.
Good night.